Hey guys, welcome back to my discussion on Power BI. So today I'm going to talk about Power BI features, components, the process and the architecture of Power BI. So let's start our discussion and let's see what are the things we get while we start working with Power BI. Power BI is a business analytics solutions. So Power BI is a cloud platform which actually is a Microsoft product on which we publish our reports, dashboards to the intended users or the concerned stakeholders and business owners. So Power BI has three main components as desktop, where we create the reports, the Power BI service. It's a place where we publish a report, and the Power BI mobile app is the mobile version of Power BI, which works same as a Power BI service, where you can just play around with a report that are published on Power BI service. So the whole process of Power BI operation starts with connecting the data with desktop and then working around with the data, creating reports, dashboards, creating tiles. So desktop is the place where we just create the report, is the platform which helps us to create and visualize your data, converting your data into reports, dashboards, or tiles, and then publish that report into a service. And you can just view the report with the help of Power BI mobile services, and you can share it, and you can also implement the security concerns over the particular report, the security features, I mean to say, where you can just play around with the features of visualization or the reports on a section on which you can just implement a particular security, and the other sections can be implemented on the other part of the security. So this was all about a simple explanation of Power BI. So this is the Power BI architecture, and it's very important for us to know how the Power BI architecture is designed. So this whole process is designed in such a way that the data is prepared, or the data preparation, visualization, and business user. The architecture is designed in such a way. So in the data preparation stage, actually we use the ETL process where we extract the data from the different data source. So as per this diagram, we can see we can extract the data from the different sources like SQL Server, or the flat files like text, CSV, or PDF. We just transform the data and we load the data into the data warehouse. So this data warehouse is the place where we actually store the data in a structured form using some data marts or data lakes, blocks, etc. Now, after completing this process of data preparation, we actually extract the data with the help of this BI tool, and we create the visualizations. So in this case, we use Power BI to access the data from the data warehouse, and we can work around with different visuals like dashboards, reports, building tiles out of that data set. Now, once this visualization part is over, this is published to the Power BI service, and we can just share it to the intended users or the business users or the end users for drawing insights from that data set or the visuals and reports that we have created using Power BI desktop. So this was all about Power BI architecture. So now let's talk about the Power BI process. This is the process flow of a Power BI desktop, and how we start working with our data set and how we end up in creating a report from that particular data set. So this particular process has been defined into 5 steps. The first is data connection, then data transformation, modeling, visualizations, and reporting. So in the data connection stage, we can see the image is clear enough to make you understand that we can connect this Power BI desktop with various data source, irrespective of the file format or the type of data source. It may be web, it may be some kind of server, or some kind of flat files. And you can just connect that data source to the Power BI desktop, and you can convert it into meaningful visuals. The next step is data transformation. So it is obvious that sometimes we'll be working around with some messy data. So as the image over here is clear enough to say that the data transformation is just transforming some messy or unstructured or some crooked data or incomplete data a into a complete data set, into a structured data set. Now we use various types of methodologies in transforming the data. Power BI has a different section which actually does this job. Power BI has a self-service ETL tool which we known as Power Query. Power Query is a very powerful data transformation option that is available, or you can say a component of Power BI desktop that is available in order to transform your data, where you can just play around with the columns, the rows, the null values, removing the duplicate values from your data. You can also perform some kind of calculations using data transformation in the Power Query editor. In my future discussions, I will have a dedicated session for Power Query editor where I will teach you how to transform your data from a raw data into a structured data. Now, once the transformation is done, the next part is modeling your data. In simple language, data modeling is nothing but creating your data model. Let me take a small example. Suppose you have a big sales table or sales report. Now, you can just break that particular big sales table into smaller tables. So this kind of functions or this type of methods or process which takes place in the data modeling part. In the modeling part, we'll be creating some dimension tables, some fact table. I will talk about dimensions fact in detail when I will be discussing this data modeling section of Power BI. So data modeling is nothing but after you transform your data, you perform certain calculations on your data model where you break your model into smaller tables so that, and you establish a certain relationship within those tables so that we can just communicate and you can just interact with those tables and you can make a flexible and a high-end data model. So as the image specifies that a particular table has been broken up into small tables and there's a relationship established between each table. So after we are done with the data modeling part, here comes the main part, the data visualization part. Visualization is the heart of Power BI. Over here, we'll be work around a lot of visualizations. Power BI has a huge collection of visualization or visuals, you can say. We will working around some predefined visuals and also with some custom visuals which are available in the Power BI marketplace. We'll be downloading those custom visuals and we'll work around those visuals and see how we can just use those visuals in doing a visual analytics on your data set. So once we are done with the visualization, the last part is reporting or publishing your two reports. So this particular section of data reports comes at the later stage after creating your visualization using Power BI desktop. So once the report are created in a Power BI desktop, with the help of the publish option, we share those report or we can publish those report into Power BI service. And from there, we can just share it to the end users. Now, this is a summary of the Power BI process. So in a nutshell, you can see as the image defines the data source and you're using Power BI desktop, connecting the data source to the Power BI desktop. We're creating the table over here. We are publishing the reports in Power BI service, and from Power BI service, we are sharing the reports to the end user. So this image or this diagram is clear enough to make you understand what actually the process that we follow in Power BI operations. So now we can just compare the Power BI tool with Tableau and see what are the things that we can gain from using Power BI service or Power BI desktop. So we have done this comparison on the basis of the ETL forecasting, multiple category comparison, offline iterations, and missing outliers. So these topics will be taken care in my future discussions where I will actually be working on this kind of features, and it will be clear enough for you to understand what is the basic difference between Power BI and Tableau. So both the tools are the most powerful BI tools that is in the market in the present time, and each tool has their own features. So we will be while we are working in the Power BI desktop, I'll be coming across of all these features, and it will be clear enough for you to understand the basic difference which is lagging between Power BI and Tableau. So now it's very important us to know the components of Power BI. So there are 5 basic components of Power BI desktop basically. The first one is visualization, which is nothing but the collection of data, but the data is represented in a visual form. The data set is a collection of data which is used for visualization. And report is nothing but data is presented in a visual form in a single report or a number of pages in a particular report. Dashboard is just a collection of visualization in a single interface. So in a single page or a single interface, you can see different types of report from a different data source, or it can be a single data source. And tiles is just a single visualization. For example, a bar graph or a donut chart or a tree map, etc. So these components are very important to know before we start working in the Power BI desktop. So these features or these components of Power BI desktop will help you to understand the different aspect of reporting, visualization, data sets and all. In my future discussions, I will talk about each of the components and I will work on them individually to make you understand the importance of each of the components in Power BI desktop. So this was all about the Power BI introduction. In my next session, I will show you how we can install Power BI, and we'll create some basic chart, and we'll show you how you can install Power BI and use it with your business email. Thank you for watching this video, guys.